call. TJ Punk is in at tight end. First play from scrimmage, Jackson under center, and the right-hander slings it across the middle for an 8-yard gain. Two notables on the offensive line for Arizona, that's E.J. DeQ and Sean Crooken.
AJ starting off fast, finding the tight end, TJ Punk. You got to love it when the quarterback searches and finds that tight end early. TJ Punk could be Ashley's best friend all night long in a game like this.
And Punk likes to stretch the field. You saw it in his minor league days and also with Mexico City last year. He can be a deep threat at times. Here's the first handoff of the game for DJ Moses. Said all he goes is 3 yards backward. Excellent push by the front line. Dade Drury, the linebacker, got in there. Here is the defensive starters for Las Vegas. On the defensive line, it's A.K. Jones, Rhett Sawyer, and Ryan Ray. Slynn Sadie, Dade Drury, who just made that tackle, and Eric Davis are at linebacker. Tom Krieg and Merrick Itera are the cornerbacks. Here's 3rd and 5. Jackson, a long, lazy pass over the middle, and it's intercepted by Max Jackson. 7th interception of the season for the veteran. 7 seasons in the league, 6 of them right here in Las Vegas.
Just like that, Max Jackson puts a stop to this Arizona Scorpions drive, just playing center field like he's used to doing. Reins that one in. Interceptions for the Scorpions and Ashley Jackson have been a telling point in their story this season. And you know, as they approach this game on the road, always a difficult place to play here in Las Vegas, you know that they're hoping that turnovers don't become part of the story for them tonight.
The 2 other safeties alongside Max Jackson for the Fury are Nicky Colintrelli and Chris Magel. And now to the far sideline, the quarterback Colin Pierce, rookie out of San Jose, almost threw it right back. Here are the offensive starters for the Las Vegas Fury. The rookie Colin Pierce out of San Jose, as I mentioned, is at quarterback. Scott Johnson is in at running back. John Blades, Doug Britton, and Mason Kirby at wide receiver. Tiberius Bobine, the legend himself, and A-Star Miramontes are at tight end. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. I formation. Here's Scott Johnson trying to find a running lane. He'll fall forward for 3 yards. The defense for Arizona looks like this. Alex Constantine, Mark Mello, and Dede Sachs on the defensive line. Joey Tropicana and B.J. Lovelace at linebacker. Iverson Gamble, Everett Garrison, and Parker Thomas at corner. Vernard Smith at safety, and also at safety, another 14-season veteran, the legend, the Hall of Famer, Eddie Gage. 3rd down and 7. We could see 2 quick opening drives from these offenses here. It's a late fake to Johnson, and Colin Pierce pays the price. Loses 7 yards all the way back to the 46-yard line, and the defenses flex their muscles here early.
Big Alex Constantine on the sack there, the defensive tackle out of Washington, D.C. Came into the game with 3 sacks on the year. Make that number 4.
The punter for Las Vegas is Dustin McGrack, and he puts this one. It's down, going to fall inside the 10, going to land at the 2, and sit there at the 2-yard line. Beautiful punt by McGrack. And Arizona will set up in the shadow of their own end zone.
A flurry of activity here so far, Michael, early on in this game.
That's how we like it. Got to keep the fans awake here. It's, 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast. The other game, Jacksonville and Los Angeles, about to kick off on the SFL's Twitch channel. Jackson, 5 yards deep in her own end zone, fires it over the middle. It's tipped in the air and almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Slynn Shady. That was dangerous and almost taken back for 6 points because there was nobody between Slynn Shady and the end zone.
Interesting start here for the Scorpions. Maybe if I'm coach, I'm signaling, let's just turn around and hand this ball off to DJ Moses on this play. We can't forget he's on our team. This is a shaky start here, and they are on the goal line. They cannot afford a second turnover here to set up Las Vegas inside the 10. So turn around and hand this thing off to your stud running back, DJ Moses.
Yeah, but the one time they did hand it off to Moses on their opening drive, he lost 3 yards. He does that again, and it's a safety. Jackson going to air it out down the sideline, and they turn it over again. Tom Krieg with the interception. The rookie out of Birmingham is second of his career, and once again, Las Vegas is set up deep in Arizona territory.
Tom Krieg, the rookie, beneficiary here of this second interception. They call him Blitzkrieg. And you know what? I think we're going to be in for a barn burner here. Scorpions, we've called a game of theirs before, Michael. They love to press the ball down the field. They're not shy. They're not scared. They're just, unfortunately, they might be digging themselves a hole early on here tonight.
Let's see if Vegas can capitalize on it this time. From the 34, under pressure, immediately trying to scramble, and going down is Colin Pierce. Looks like the big men up front from Arizona have come to play tonight. And it's D.D. Sachs with the sack, his 9th of the season.
D.D. Sachs. In a game like this, we're going to be calling his name all night long. He was already 6th in the league in sacks. Add another one to his tally. He's going to be busy tonight.
Second down and 13. Pearson company behind the sticks. They check it down to Scott Johnson, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And not a whole lot more. Jory Tropicana, made that tackle. We've already seen Ashley Jackson throw 2 interceptions, bring her total to 24. And Colin Pierce is no stranger to the INT. He is dead last in the league, 25 interceptions thrown on the season. So we could be seeing a lot more of that as the evening goes on, especially on plays like this. Here's 3rd and 12. For Colin Pierce, who's in the gun. He fakes the handoff again. This time he gets the ball away and wide open at the 5-yard line. Touchdown, Mason Kirby, and the Las Vegas Fury are on the board.
Just like that. Fantastic play. Great connection. The play fake from Colin Pierce draws everyone's eyes inside. And John Blades is able to hit him over the top. Great cut, and he is gone for 6. Just like that, early lead by Las Vegas. Things are going to heat up here quickly in the desert.
And Mason Kirby, who is number 2 in the league in yards per reception at 18.7 coming into tonight, just adds to his tally right there with the long touchdown. And Las Vegas takes the early lead, and with the way their defense is playing, it's shaping up to be a good night on home turf for Las Vegas.
Arizona's no slouch here. They're 4-4. They've played a tough schedule, and they always come to play. I think this is going to be a great game, and I think we'll see these teams settle in a little bit here, especially Ashley Jackson at quarterback, who's definitely capable of taking a game over. Just a shaky start, but if we know one thing about Arizona, they can definitely play. They're just feeling their way here early.
I want to go back, Benji, and talk about that touchdown play, because they ran the late draw fake into play action as Jacob McCall gets out to the 23. The first time they ran that play, it was a disaster. Colin Pierce got sacked for 7 yards. They went back to it again, and maybe looked like caught Arizona a little bit by surprise.
Yeah, I think so. I think Las Vegas, we're talking about throwing the ball. Both teams like to do it, but Scotty Johnson had 132 yards on the ground last week. He's a capable running back for them. So I think you're going to see them start to try, and both these teams actually, try and start and implement some aspects of the running game early. Like Las Vegas did a good job on that play fake.
Here's I formation. DJ Moses dragged to the ground by Tom Krieg along with Eric Davis at 2nd and 8.
And for the Scorpions here now, just be patient. 2 turnovers. You're only down 7, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter yet. So an entire game to play. Just settle down. You know, if Ashley Jackson in the huddle, she's kind of telling her teammates, we're just going to play some Scorpion football.
Here's a weak side run. DJ Moses now can show off the speed and a little bit of the power as he breaks a tackle across midfield and all the way out to the Las Vegas 44. Look out. Moses is loose on the field, and he parts the Las Vegas Sea on that play.
Yeah, a bruising run here by DJ Moses. Lays a shoulder into defender and sits him down. He's fresh here early. He's ready to go. Kind of was quiet last week. 21 carries, only 52 yards. We know he's extremely explosive. I think before too long. Arizona's going to want to just make sure they don't abandon the run. Feed DJ Moses. Maybe they can work in some play action and just, we'll take what the defense gives them. But that was a great big play there for DJ Moses.
Jackson to throw out of the I formation. This time she is on target and hits Donnie Hands. And DJ Moses may have picked up an injury at the end of that previous run. So we'll see what that is. That could be a huge blow for the Scorpions as we look at this dart across the middle again.
Yeah, it looked like actually on that play, DJ Moses went out ran a pass route. So maybe it's a cramp or hopefully not like a pulled hamstring. We'll see. But he's on the sideline. I'm getting a look at right now. Scorpions can't afford to lose DJ Moses in a game like this tonight.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Here is the strong side handoff left. And that is Alan Seaton. And he loses 2 yards. Can't get away from the defender, Chris Magel.
This will be really interesting to see how this develops. They're already well past the 50-yard marker here. Just hold on to this ball in this possession, see if Ashley Jackson can wing this one to the end zone.
Jackson, 2-step drop into single coverage and a fantastic job by Slyn Shady to bat that one down, and it's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Slyn Shady playing airtight coverage there on TJ Punk. Just wouldn't let him get an inch. And across the middle there, he's able to reach over and knock that one down. The veteran linebacker kind of patrolling middle airspace there. Did a great job on that play to deny TJ Punk.
Hail as old as time. Linebacker versus tight end, right, Benji?
Tight end usually wins.
We'll be seeing, I'm sure, that matchup again tonight. Now, the play fake is run by Arizona, but the throw is too far behind Jacob McCall. He's out 2 yards short of the first down marker, and it's 4th down, deep inside Las Vegas territory for Arizona.
Yeah, it's a shame on this play. This is a great route by Jacob McCall, coming from the slot, makes a hard cut to the outside, and Ashley Jackson just wings it right over the top of the defender, right over the outstretched arms of Tom Krieg. But unfortunately, Jacob McCall can't get his foot down.
And now this will be just shy of a 40-yarder for Larry Barr. 2 of 3 last week. As he swings his right foot through this one and sends it right down Main Street. And with how slow Arizona started this game, they have bounced back well, and it's 7-3 Las Vegas.
Yeah, all things considered now, still early in this game, first quarter. Managed a field goal on that drive, but they did see DJ Moses go out after that big explosive run. We hope that he can come back to the game for the Scorpions. If something should happen here where the Scorpions are without that presence in the backfield, you know that Ashley Jackson's going to be up to the task and would like nothing more than to fire this ball all over the field tonight.
And it does make the Scorpions very one-dimensional. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Las Vegas on for their 3rd offensive set of the quarter, 5.5 minutes to go. In it, slipping one tackle is Scott Johnson. However, he cannot get away from Joey Tropicana. And oh no, it looks like DJ Moses is going to be out of this game. So really the entire focus for Arizona's offense shifts to the shoulders of Ashley Jackson.
Yeah, and the coach is probably informing the offense right now on the sideline that they're going to have to go out there without DJ Moses for the rest of this game.
And it makes another big impact on Arizona's defense. They can't really let Vegas get too far ahead. Here's another play fake, taking a deep shot and a one-handed interception by Bernard Smith. Oh, that's got play of the week written all over it as Arizona takes it back inside Vegas territory.
All you need is one hand. Bernard Smith, the rookie. Bernard Smith, the 4th, is here to let you know you only need one hand. Look at that thing. Reaches up there with one claw and snags that ball. Fantastic interception by the rookie drafted in the 1st round by the Arizona Scorpions. 5th interception on the season. That play is going on the highlight reel for Bernard Smith IV.
Handling his inner Rochelle Colston. Remember that game last week, Benji? I'm still shocked by that performance, especially that one-handed interception. Very much mirrored by Bernard Smith here. And now we'll see what the Arizona offense has to offer. And they've got actually quite a lot. Nice run behind his blockers for Alan Seaton on first down.
Yeah, and in a game like this tonight, it will be interesting to tell. Still early, of course, but if they can just get just get something on the ground out of Alex, that's going to be a good sign here for this offense. They just don't want Ashley Jackson to have to drop back 50 times here tonight to throw this ball. So if they can get something out of the running game on the ground, it could put them in the right direction. They could be in good shape.
Here's Seaton again. This time it is bottled up and dropped Max Jackson with a nice solo tackle in the gap. And it's 3rd and 7 they gave him a loss of 1 on the play.
And Ashley Jackson and this offense, they have weapons all over the place. She's already done a great job of spreading the ball around here, but look for one of these Hands brothers here on a tough 3rd down play.
5 wide on 3rd and 7 to the Vegas 40. Only a 3-man rush. Jackson steps into it. It's a fumble on the play, recovered by Arizona down inside the 10-yard line, but I think this one has to be reviewed. I'm not sure if Jacob McCall had possession.
Not quite sure what is going on here. Looks like Donnie Hands is trying to reel that ball in and just gets rocked. You can't hold on to it. And then his brother reels that in. James does. And here we see the challenge flag. Las Vegas doesn't like what they see on the field. They're like, no way. That can't be real. Let's challenge that one.
I think that's a pretty easy challenge to make if you are the Las Vegas coaching staff. John Bond back there. We'll take another look at it. Check that. I incorrectly called Jacob McCall's name in the last play. It was James Hands who got the ball knocked away from him. And it is going to be a win for Las Vegas, so take that 30-yard gain away and make it 4th and 7. And it looks like it'll be a punt coming for Brian Clouds, and he'll just try and put Las Vegas deep in their own zone.
Arizona's got a great defense. I think here in this situation, if you can just pin them deep, we've already got one great interception on that previous drive. Just pin them deep here. Get that defense out there and get after the quarterback.
Not the greatest snap from Irvine, but it's corralled by Clouds, and it pops straight up into the air and lands at the 1-yard line. Well, now we are trading excellent punt for excellent punt. It's McGrack and Clouds going head-to-head. It's shaping up to be the most interesting battle of the evening on the gridiron in Las Vegas tonight.
Arizona was backed up to their goal line. They didn't make a mistake. So it's Las Vegas' turn here. They've got to be careful with this ball. Literally on the 1-inch line, looks like.
You can't get much better than that. Oh, it's risky handing it off to Scott Johnson, but he makes a couple of guys miss and gets out to a first down at the 12-yard line. That's a huge play from Johnson. It looked for all the world like they had him dead to rights in the end zone there.
Yeah, shifty running back. He's a speedster, only 5'11", so low to the ground. He's got great vision, cuts it up just when he has to, makes a couple defenders miss for a great run, actually get him off the goal line. They can breathe a little easier now as they try and mount a nice drive here. Still in the first quarter. Just a lot of action here, back and forth. Let's see if Las Vegas can put a drive together.
Not a lot of scoring, but definitely a lot of action. You want to be tuned in to FTF here on this Saturday night. Scott Johnson hit hard in the hole by Joey Tropicana, gain of 4. And we touched on it in the open, Benji, but this game is huge in determining the fate of both of these teams. Remember, in the SFL, if you're new and tuning in for the first time, we only play 12 games through 8. Both of these teams 4-4. And we were talking in the pregame with St. Louis owner Dwayne Schindler. Short pass over the middle, right into the breadbasket of the receiver Tiberius Bovine for a first down. But we were talking to Dwayne before the game, and he said that he doesn't think 6-6 will be good enough to get in the playoffs this year. And I kind of rightly agree. So that means if either of these teams want to win, they got to win 3 of their last 4, and it all starts tonight.
Yeah, they're playing in a tough division, the West, which sitting at the top of the West right now, those pesky Denver team. So it's they're fighting for their playoff lives. They got to make sure they come away with a win tonight.
Pierce under duress, a little bit of a wobbler, but they all count the same if they're caught, and John Blades hauls it in. The league leader in receiving touchdowns as his first catch of the night. And it's another first down from Las Vegas, so from the shadow of their own goal line, they're up to the 26 in 3 plays.
3 plays, yet it feels like one of the longest drives of the night.
There hasn't been much in terms of offensive consistency on either side. Pierce out to Johnson, makes a nice spin move, and then corralled by Bernard Smith. 2nd down and 6, gain of 4. As we cross under 2 minutes to go in the first, we've had an amount of action that seems like we should be almost near halftime.
It does feel like that. Only 4th play of the drive here. It's been back and forth, ping-ponging so far. Vegas slowly here, putting some plays together. This drive, again, we'll have to remember, started on the goal line, so they're doing great so far on this drive.
Pierce just playing it safe, throwing it out to the far side. There's Mason Kirby, who caught the opening touchdown, and he turns upfield close to the midfield stripe now, up to the 44.
And Colin Pierce just drops back calmly, and looks the defenders down the middle of the field, and then comes back to Kirby on the nice out route here. Picks up some great yardage on that play for sure.
And Pierce has definitely settled into a rhythm. I think John Bond and the rest of the coaching staff for Las Vegas must have gotten in his ear while they were on the sidelines and told him, hey, young man, settle down. Still early in the ball game. Now they go I formation, going to throw out of it. Pierce with plenty of time, checks it down to Johnson, gets past one and gets right to the midfield stripe, tackled by Eddie Gage.
Good coverage in the secondary there. Colin Pierce dropped back, had all the time he needed sitting in that pocket, but just didn't like what he saw downfield. We'll chalk that one up to some good coverage in the Arizona Scorpions secondary, but was able to hit his release valve there and still pick up some positive yards.
Single receiver each side now. Pierce, only a 3-step drop and throws it into no man's land, and it's behind his intended receiver, Tiberius Bovine, and incomplete. He had the company of Max Knight in the backfield to rush that throw, and it's 3rd down.
I think I hear the crowd clamoring for a possible pass interference on that particular play. Looked like the defense was getting pretty handsy there, but no flag on the play. Sets up a 3rd and 5.
The refs here in the SFL like to let them play. We rarely see pass interference called. Delayed handoff to Scott Johnson. He had to break one tackle, and he could not get away from the man of the hour, Bernard Smith. And it's 4th down, and a promising Las Vegas drive ends just shy of midfield.
Like a rocket, Bernard Smith is charging up from his free safety spot and makes an awesome tackle on Scott Johnson. Huge hole. Scott Johnson was running for 1st down yardage there, and Bernard Smith just shut him down.
Hold up, they're on the field, poised to go for it on 4th down, but with only 5 seconds left in the quarter, they're going to call timeout. Oh, Las Vegas, you didn't need to do that. You could have just let the quarter clock run out if you wanted to punt the ball away. That's poor clock management there by the rookie.
Maybe he just really wanted to hold on to these 5 seconds here. You don't know. Maybe they had a special play. It would only work if they're headed this direction on the field. You just really never know. Maybe there was something else going on behind the scenes we just weren't clued into there.
Well, anyway, Dustin McGrath is on the field to try and punt it away. Last time he got down inside the 2 was bested by Brian Clouds, who got it inside the 1. You can't get much better than that, but can you match it? From the 40-yard line, it goes into the air. It's going to bounce inside the 10 again. It's going to be dove on, and it's going to sit down again inside the 5. They're going to mark it just shy at the 6. So this first quarter comes to an end. Las Vegas 7, Arizona 3. Scorpions try to fight back after this. This is the Simulation Football League on FTL. Second quarter on tap from Silver State Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Michael Turillo, Benji Matson along for the ride, along with Dwayne Schindler, Jacob Clear, and Cameron Irvine. Here's a run right side, and Alan Seaton gets back to the line of scrimmage and not a whole lot more. Nice tackle there by Day Drury. And Arizona, we got to mention it again, really hampered by the loss of their main running back, DJ Moses.
Yeah, in a position on the field, too, or having DJ Moses out is really going to affect them. Backed up on the goal line, you just got to be really careful with the ball in this situation.
Seaton again, and he is cut down again for no gain. And that time, it was Byron Lewis on the tackle. So Arizona tried to slow the game down here. Didn't really work too well, and now they're 5 wide on 3rd and 10. Jackson from her own goal line. Hit as she throws, and it's airmailed and intercepted by Nikki Colintrelli. 3rd interception of the first half for Las Vegas, and the Fury are set up in Arizona territory once again.
You have to think Arizona wants this ball back and wants to go with perhaps another call on this down here. You just can't afford a turnover at this spot in the field. Luckily enough, I guess it was a deeper throw for Ashley Jackson, and that ball gets picked off. I know that they're wanting to kind of make up for lost time here with the exit of DJ Moses. They're trying to grab their shot there down the field, but you would, in hindsight, it's always 2020 now. You'd much rather have punted and played defense in that series.
Vegas inside the 30, underneath pass by Pierce, and breaking a tackle and getting inside the 10 is Tiberius Bovine, the 14-season veteran who played for this Arizona team last season and now spent 13 seasons with Oklahoma City and Arizona before now being signed to Las Vegas, his first time being not a part of that organization.
Good reception by the veteran tight end there, who's a threat here every time Vegas gets close to the end zone. Has a couple touchdowns on the season.
Scott Johnson powers forward for 5 yards. Another interesting fact about Tiberius Bovine and this specific matchup with Arizona, he scored the first ever touchdown in Arizona Scorpions history after the franchise was sold from Oklahoma City to Arizona last year in 2020. So a bit of history there. I formation from the 5. Pierce to Johnson, who's wide open in the flat. He turns upfield and barges his way in for the Las Vegas touchdown.
Scotty Johnson takes that pass at the flat, does what he does best. Puts on the moves and scoots in for the end zone here. This drive, this short drive for Vegas, set up by that Arizona turnover. Ashley Jackson now 3 interceptions early. Still in this game, but you've got to be careful. Got to take care of this ball, especially in a game like this when you've lost your leader in the backfield, DJ Moses.
And would you believe that is Scott Johnson's first receiving touchdown of the season, as opposed to 6 touchdowns on the ground. So Vegas takes a 2-score lead, 14-3. And once again, we need to see if Arizona can find the answer on offense, pretty much being forced to go one-dimensional here.
Yeah, we know that they've got the weapons to do it. They've got the gunslinger to get those weapons involved. We just need to see Ashley Jackson and company just be a little bit more patient with that ball, try and avoid that deadly turnover.
Jacob McCall returns it to the 23. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules, to discover team content, and to stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcast each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and viewership. Lobbing it up and diving for it Incomplete out of the hands of the receiver. That was TJ Punk. And it's 2nd and 10. Again, Ashley Jackson making a risky throw into double coverage.
Yeah, she knew exactly where TJ Punk was going on this route, though, and TJ Punk had his defenders in front of him with their backs turned, so they tried to sneak one in there, but it did appear at the end of that play that he was just in a trio of Fury defenders there. That ball falls incomplete. 2nd and 10, 3 excellent wide receivers, great tight end. Maybe look for something short across the middle and let these athletes run with the ball.
Make the handoff, throw deep. Interception number 4 for Las Vegas. And back to the Arizona 39. It's number 2 for Nikki Colantrelli.
This back-to-back interceptions here for Nikki Colantrelli. Everyone's going to be saying, hey, Nikki, save some for the rest of us here, huh? But he makes a great play here. And again, Las Vegas is just sitting back, and until Ashley Jackson does something different on offense, that's all. They're just going to be backpedaling. There's no running game to kind of keep them honest at the snap of the ball. They're backpedaling. They're just trying to keep the ball in front of them. It could be a long night at this pace for the
Here's
Scorpions.
Scott Johnson. He's tackled from behind for a gain of only 3 yards. And I know we keep harping on it, but really, I think we should give some props to the Vegas secondary, who, before this game started, already had 20 interceptions on the season as a team, and up to 24 here in the first half.
Well, they came into the game with 23 total takeaways. The Fury did, which was good for 5th in the league. So we touched very briefly about, both these defenses having ball hawking secondaries. Las Vegas is very good at taking the ball away. And their defense is doing exactly that so far tonight.
Trips left, single right, one in the backfield. Colin Pierce, man in his face, said he hits the turf. D.D. Sachs has number 2 on the night, number 10 on the season.
It's a massive sack there by D.D. Sachs. That essentially pushes Las Vegas out of field goal range there and ends this drive here. So the Scorpions will get this ball back. So after another Ashley Jackson interception, the defense comes on the field, shuts down the Fury, and gets the ball back. I mean, the clock's running here in the second quarter. Ashley Jackson's thrown 4 interceptions, but Arizona's still right in this thing. So the game hasn't gotten away from them just yet. They need to keep pressing, but they need to figure out the right way to do it. Got to get these receivers involved. Some underneath routes, get them the ball early, and let them make plays up the field.
And for the first time in the ballgame, a punt goes into the end zone. Arizona will start at the 20. Ashley Jackson, 2 for 11, 4 interceptions so far on the ballgame.
She's thrown 2 receptions to Nikki Colantrelli.
And I'm sure he very much appreciates it, but the Arizona fans do not. And once again, Alan Seaton just can't get going off the right-hand side, loss of 1. This could be a huge day statistically for the Las Vegas defense. So we got to keep those record books open and have one eye on them as we get down to the end of this ball game. Two receivers each side, free play for Jackson, and she almost throws another pick. It won't count, knocked away by Chris Magel. But the Las Vegas defense giving a little bit back to Arizona there with the jump.
Nice delayed blitz by the Fury. Gets a hand in Ashley Jackson's face there, so she couldn't step into that throw. She did have some receivers down the field. You always like to take a chance when you see that laundry on the field, and you know you have a free play, but good pass rush by the Fury to kind of break her stride, get in the way, and not let her follow through on that pass.
Brett Sawyer was the player that jumped offside, played with Ashley Jackson in Tulsa for a couple of seasons. Another fake the handoff, close to a first down, falling just short is James Hands. And it's 3rd and 1, and this is where you'll really miss the running back.
Absolutely. You just wish James Hands could have fallen a little bit further forward to pick up that first down there, but it was a great catch on the sideline nonetheless. And it's exactly right, Michael. I mean, you're going to turn around and hand the ball off, not to DJ Moses. Who knows what you're going to get? Can you get 1 yard when you need it right now?
Alan Seaton can't get there. He did not get there. Was stopped a half a yard short. Big tackle on the play by Eric Davis. Said it's 4th and 1, and out comes Brian Clouds again. And it's poetry in motion right there for the Las Vegas defense.
If there's a win here for Arizona, they're punting the ball away outside of the shadow of their own goalposts here. Make a good tackle, and now you set up a little extra green for Las Vegas to have to travel to put some more points on the board. Let your defense get out there, pin their ears back, get after the quarterback, try and get your own turnover here, get yourselves back in this game.
Couple of spin moves by Doug Britton, but could not get away from the Arizona special teams. 2-score lead for the Fury here, 5.5 to go in the first half. And try to make it a 3-score game before the break. Offset eye on 1st and 10 from their own 39. Handoff wrong side left to Scott Johnson, and he might still be going if he was not clipped from behind by Eddie Gage.
Las Vegas is playing with complete confidence right now. This offense it feels like they can probably do whatever they want to, knowing their defense is going to be supporting them for this game here today. I'm sure they want to get Scott Johnson involved on the ground for sure to try and shorten this game.
Here's Johnson out of the backfield, and he is crunched by Joey Tropicana. 3rd down and 1 coming for Las Vegas.
Joey Tropicana. Huge hit. All right, so 3rd and 1. If you're the Scorpions, do you sell out here and just bet that they're going to hand the ball to Scott Johnson? And if you're calling Pierce, what do you have up your sleeve on this play to try and make this conversion?
Well, not in a pure rushing formation. Pierce going to throw the ball, and he got the receiver into Arizona territory. A gutsy play on 3rd and 1, and it pays off for the Fury.
Now they're across field. Good throw here by Colin Pierce. Just steps up and zings this one.
Right into the path of Eddie Gage, and Mason Kirby hauls it down.
Led him right to the sweet spot there. That was a good play by Colin Pierce.
Mason Kirby played with Dallas and Seattle before landing in Las Vegas in his 7-year career. Floated to the far sideline, and it's intercepted off the deflection. So now 2 picks for Arizona going back the other way. And it's Vernard Smith. He's got both of them.
There we go, just like that, just like we scripted it, right? Arizona's defense comes back out on the field. They turn over Las Vegas. They get themselves in a little bit better field position, not stuck on the goal line, and now something can happen. We'll see what can happen here when Asher Jackson comes out on the field. They're already on the 45. Great job, defense, by getting this ball back for them. And let's see now. They got a great chance here, approaching halftime. What can they do to try and put some points on the board on this drive?
Well, I tell you what, Vernard Smith didn't know a lot about that. It was almost, look out, Jackson on the run, throws off her back foot, completes it to James Hands. But looked like it was almost volleyball bumped by Parker Thomas, the cornerback. And Vernard Smith just found it floating in midair as he was coming across the field. Says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. 2nd down and 6. Jackson chased, middle, throws it away, and it's knocked to the ground by Max Jackson, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, look out, everyone. Max Jackson had a head of steam there. He saw that one coming a mile away. It was hard charging to try and make that play. Just couldn't quite reel it in, but good play nonetheless from the captain back there at a strong safety spot.
Under 3.5 to go first half. Arizona trying to hang in there now. 3rd down and 6, just shy of the 50-yard line. Ashley Jackson, the blitz is picked up, and Jackson finds the open receiver in the secondary. Down to the Vegas 21, it's TJ Punk, tight end, making a big name for himself in the second quarter.
TJ Punk gets loose up the field, runs a great route, and Ashley Jackson hits him in stride. Great play by the tight end. TJ Punk, second reception on the day, and that was a big play for them, almost inside the red zone here. Look for TJ Punk again, perhaps, if you're AJ. Throw him into the end zone.
From the 21-yard line, Jackson going to play shorts, and it's Jacob McCall with a 7-yard gain. I want to go back to that long play and give huge props to Sean Crooked, EJ DeQ, and the rest of the Arizona blocking unit. Las Vegas sent 2 secondary members on a blitz, and they got picked up beautifully, allowing Jackson to find the open receiver downfield.
Yeah, that's a great call, Michael. They could be the unsung heroes in this game today if Arizona is able to stick around and they can keep AJ clean in the pocket.
Well, she throws out of the backfield to Allen Seaton, gain of 1, 3rd and 2. Interesting little sort of quick curl by Seaton after faking the handoff. Adouette will take us to the 2-minute warning of the first half. Arizona knocking on the door, but they've got a 3rd down coming up. This is the Simulation Football League on FTF. Third and 2 from the 13-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the first half. They're going to hand it off to Seaton, and a beautiful one-handed tackle in the backfield by Tom Krieg sets up 4th and 4, and Arizona is denied a chance to make this a one-score game.
Another 3rd and short for Arizona, where they're turning around and handing the ball to Allen Seaton. And he just can't get it done. Las Vegas was expecting it. Great play by Tom Blitzkrieg there to wrap him up and force the field goal.
This will be a 32-yarder for Brian Clouds. Hit a 39-yarder in the first quarter. Nails this one easily. And it is 14-6, but you got to feel if you're Vegas, that's a win on defense, especially after giving up that big play in the middle of the field.
Absolutely. And we've already talked about Las Vegas having this ball hawking secondary. Arizona's got one too, and they've got some players that can make plays on defense when they get those turnovers. The defense has played well for Arizona all season long against tough competition. They're not out of this game. They would have liked to have scored a touchdown there, of course. 6-14, first half winding down. Halftime coming up. We got a great coach who likes to make adjustments at halftime. Arizona's still in this thing, and this defense has to come out on the field now and play with confidence that they can prop up Ashley Jackson in this offense, and they can start right now by playing tough here at the end of this first half and picking another one off if Colin Pierce drops back and throws it.
Yeah, both of these teams like to score a lot of points. 27.6 as on the run is Pierce, and he hits the receiver in stride. Tiberius Bovine's been the safety valve tonight for Colin Pierce. The veteran bails out the rookie, and it's first down.
Bovine's so fine. Right there on that play. The veteran reels in another big catch. And it doesn't look like Colin Pierce and the Fury are going to be content to run the clock out. They want to see if they can make some hay here down the field. Why not in a game like this tonight?
They've got 2 timeouts and 43 seconds to work with at the snap. Sidearm over the middle, caught on a deflection for a first down. How about A-Star Miramontes staying with it, making the big play that could have easily been picked off. Pierce. Oh, the safety jumped the route, and down the sideline goes Blades. Timeout, Las Vegas, with 20 seconds to go. And they're already approaching the secondary, or the red zone, excuse me.
Yeah, wow. Safety does try and make a jump on that play. Thought he could get there in time, but no. And when he doesn't, there's no one behind him to play safety back there. Iverson Gamble takes the gamble on that play, and it doesn't pay off, unfortunately. John Blades is able to get loose down the sideline and get them into field goal position.
With 20 seconds left, you think they might take a shot at the end zone. Indeed, the offense is out here from the 23-yard line. They got a timeout and 20 seconds. They got maybe 2, if they're lucky, 3 shots at this before they got to kick a field goal. Pierce loads up, throws over the middle inside the 10. They're going to save the timeout. Nice catch by Doug Britton. Can they get a snap off in time? They do with 8 seconds to go. Pierce over the middle at the 5, down to the 3. And with 4 seconds to go, they burn their final timeout. Benji, do you go for it here? Do you try to stick the nail in the wound? Or do you go for 3 and make it a 17-6 game?
Yeah, that's really interesting, Michael. Here I am thinking on the other side of the ball here. Like, this is a huge win for Arizona here, not letting them score a touchdown at the end of this half. That's a really interesting concept there. If Las Vegas would go for it here and put 6 on the board, that would just be deflating to the Scorpions here at the end of the first half.
But it will be just a chip shot field goal for Otis Boudreau. He remains perfect all the year. Now 14 for 14 as he hits that 19-yarder. 2 seconds left on the clock. The kickoff will be the final play of the half. And Las Vegas takes a 17-6 lead. And after all of the goings-on that have happened in this first half, it's a 2-score game, Benji.
I'm about to say it almost feels insurmountable, but I know that's really not the case for the Scorpions offense. They're explosive. We've got an entire halftime here to talk things over, make some adjustments, and they'll come out firing in the second half. This one's far from over.
And Arizona, if TJ Punk breaks that tackle on the long pass play downfield, this is a 1-score game. So very much the game hangs in the balance, even with the early injury to DJ Moses. We've hit the halftime interval. 17-6, Vegas on top in this crucial conference battle down the stretch of this SFL season. Only 108 yards for the Arizona Scorpions in the first half, and yet, they're still in it.
Yeah, they're still in it. It's going to take quite an effort by the entire team, both sides of the ball in the second half, to make sure they can get back into this thing. It is just the game did not start off the right way for the Scorpions on the road. Las Vegas is always a tough place to play. And Ashley Jackson's stat line reflects that. Only 7-17 here in this first half, just under 70 total yards and 4 interceptions. It's just an off game for the Scorpions on offense. It started quickly with a couple interceptions before they lost DJ Moses, and that's just a blow here. On the replay, we see DJ Moses on his best run of the night, and he would actually go out on the very next play running a pass route. So he's lost for the day, and they just haven't quite been able to make the right adjustments. But now they got halftime. They can go in, settle down, and talk a little bit about what they want to do in this second half. And for Colin Pierce and Las Vegas Fury, they're just taking advantage of what the Scorpions are giving them. Able to put two touchdowns on the board. Colin Pierce has thrown 2 interceptions, but they're trying to run the ball with Scott Johnson. They want to try and probably do more of that again here in the second half, but they're winning the time of possession. They're winning the turnover battle. They're able to move the ball so far on this Arizona defense. They just need to keep doing what they're doing. Play within themselves here at home, and they got a good chance to win this one going away here in Las Vegas. It's going to be an interesting second half. Can't wait to see how Arizona attacks Las Vegas on offense when they get this ball back in the second half. Interesting first half for sure.
Well, Las Vegas does get the ball to start the second half, so they are able, if they can get the ball into the end zone, to really almost, you can feel, put this one away. But the defense for Arizona has been very, very effective. They have limited Colin Pierce to just 192 yards, and a lot of that on the two big pass plays, one to John Blades and one to Mason Kirby for the early score. Tiberius Bovine, 31 yards on 2 receptions, is the top receiver. Well, he leads everybody, but specifically he leads Las Vegas. We are back at Silver State Stadium. Second half on tap. My name is Michael Trevillo. Benji Matson is the voice you hear alongside me. Dwayne Schindler is in the stats booth along with Jacob Clear, and Cameron Irvine is commissioner and producer. Larry Barr set to kick it away. It's a 17-6 Vegas lead. 11 minutes on the third quarter clock. We're underway. And he's going to be run out from the back of the end zone by Doug Britton. And that might have been a poor idea as he makes it to the 22-yard line.
Early on this drive, Arizona, they got 3 sacks on Colin Pierce in the first half. Their front 4 can put good pressure on their ball. Their secondary can take the ball away. I think you just got to be a super aggressive now on defense and try and win this ball back for your squad.
Colin Pierce was under pressure, checks it down to Scott Johnson, and Johnson makes a little bit of something out of nothing and picks up 6 on the far side.
And the game action in that first half was all over the place, and you'd think that at some point Las Vegas would kind of start to turn their focus to the running game, try and keep the clock moving, but only 8 carries in the first half for Scott Johnson. What are they going to do here in the second half? Are they going to change the way they play, or are they going to keep firing it?
Pump fake for Pearson, barely over the outstretched hands of Parker Thomas and into the waiting mitts of Doug Britton for the first down. The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. And backing up is Pierce, and it's deflected and incomplete. Everett Garrison was in the ballpark to knock that down. Second down.
Everett Garrison might still be running if he would have gotten his mitts squarely on that one. If you're Las Vegas now, that's a dangerous throw. You don't want to make another dangerous throw on this drive. 17-6 is the score, but a defensive touchdown by the Scorpions is going to change the entire mood of this game. Got to be careful with the ball on this drive if you're Las Vegas.
Remember, coming into the game, Colin Pierce leads the league in interceptions. They'll hand it off to Johnson, and he'll fall forward and it's third down and 6. And I hear what you're saying. Remember, Iverson Gamble leads the league in pick sixes with 3, and we haven't even mentioned his name, I don't think, apart from the roster rundown in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're dangerous, and you don't want to let them back in the game if you're Las Vegas. You want to shut the door as soon as you can. Don't slip up and let Arizona hang around in this game.
Pierce on play action, nowhere to go with the ball, and it's a 3-man Scorpion party in the backfield. Mark Mello, Alex Constantine, and Dede Sachs all got back there to get a piece of it, and it's going to be a punt upcoming for Las Vegas.
Yeah, what's good with it, Mark Mello says right there. Big sack here for the Scorpions. Forces the punt, squishes this drive right out of the gate. Momentum a little bit here. Maybe swing the momentum meter, swinging to Arizona here. Great series, gets the ball back. We'll see what Ashley Jackson and company can do when they come back on the field.
And see if Eddie Gage in the locker room has changed the system up a little bit to make it a little bit more favorable to the all-passing attack that Arizona, I'm pretty sure, are going to have to come out with in this third quarter. They'll start at their own 28. Ashley Jackson threw 4 interceptions in the first half. 1 to Tom Krieg, 1 to Max Jackson, and 2 to Nicky Colantrelli. And the ones by Colantrelli came in about the span of 2 minutes. Jackson, again forced to move in the pocket, checks it down to Seaton, and Seaton picks up 6. Alan Seaton hasn't really impressed. He's had a couple of chances in the backfield to pick up 3rd down and 1s and is 0 for 2 in that department, including a huge one right at the end of the half inside the 10.
But right there on that swing pass, that could be a way he makes a positive contribution in the second half for the Scorpions in the passing game.
They're going to run it up the middle of Seaton, and 3rd and 5 as he yard.
And yards on the ground. Yeah, sorry,
Michael. By Ryan Ray, the rookie.
It's just tough sledding on the ground. It's going to be this way for the rest of the game for the Scorpions.
Now on 3rd and 5, Jackson gonna have to air it out again. They've got the Hands brothers deep, and Jackson hit as she throws, and it's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Merrick Itera knocked that ball away from the receiver's hands, and it's 4th down, and on comes Brian Clouds to punt.
Good pass rush up front, too, by Vegas. They're able to get to Ashley Jackson just as she released it. Already trying to throw it into a tight window, but just that extra pressure up front made that throw all the more difficult. Wasn't able to make that completion.
The Las Vegas secondary tonight, offensive. I'll start that again. The Las Vegas defensive line tonight has yet to record a sack, but they have innumerable hurries and hits as Jackson is throwing the ball and forcing her to move feet and be uncomfortable in the pocket. And I think that's maybe the reason for 3 of those 4 interceptions.
Absolutely. I mean, pressure of the quarterback that can be just as equally as effective as sacking the quarterback, especially if it results in a turnover downfield. So great job by that front 4 on the Vegas line.
Meanwhile, the Arizona defensive line, who Scott Johnson makes 3 spin moves, runs right through, breaks the tackle of Everett Garrison and gets a 1st down. That might be the most impressive 11-yard run I've seen all season.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah,
we'll count them. 1, 2, 3. It's like he's doing the laundry, putting everybody in the spin cycle.
Take me out, coach. Whew. I need a break after that one.
A little dizzy. But as I was saying before that run started, the defensive line for Arizona has been very effective at actually sacking Colin Pierce, as they've got 4.5 sacks, almost had 5. Pierce has to throw a duck deep down the field. It's knocked away by Eddie Gage. Looking for John Blades out there, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good pressure up front by Alex Constantine as nose tackle spot right at the snap of the ball. He gets into that backfield and he disrupts Colin Pierce just enough. Can't make the good throw downfield. Results in the incompletion.
2nd down. Arizona shows pressure. They bring pressure, and Scott Johnson runs right through it, sets up a 3rd down and a manageable 3 right on the Arizona side of midfield.
Joey Tropicana makes a great effort on this play. He's actually caught up in the action, is able to get himself loose and catch up to Scott Johnson there and drag him down. Scott Johnson might have been able to pick up the 1st down on that play, if not by that great individual effort there by Joey Tropicana.
Third and 3, pivotal down here for the Fury. They hand it off to Scott Johnson, and he is nailed in the backfield by D.D. Sachs. He doesn't just sack the quarterback, he takes out running backs too, and it's 4th down. They're not quite in field goal range, and here comes Justin McGrack.
And D.D. Sachs coming into the game today was near the top of the league in tackles for loss, so he's a great defender, whether the ball's coming at him in the air, on the ground, or if he's going after the quarterback. Great defense there by D.D. Sachs.
This ball's going to bounce inside the 10. It's going to go straight up in the air again. And once again, Arizona's going to be backed up inside the 2.
Wow. Another great special teams play there. Puts them on the goal line. Backs against the wall. Like every time this Arizona defense shuts down Las Vegas and gets the ball back for their offense, they got to count it as a win. But now that these odds here are just stacked against them with the ball on the goal line again.
What I wouldn't do is what they were about to do. Oh, look out. That's a dangerous throw. In and out of the hands of Chris Magel. And it's 2nd and 10 on the goal line. Man, do not run play action on the goal line. It's just a recipe for disaster.
I mean, what do you do on the goal line now in this situation? If you're Arizona, they were hoping that play action would at least catch Las Vegas snapping somewhat, but they can't even run the ball now. They're lining up in a run formation.
They're going to run the ball. Is it a safety? No. Barely not a safety as Eric Davis wraps up Alan Seaton. And now 3rd and 10 on the goal line.
Go deep here. Ashley, why not?
That's what they're set up to do. And they're going to go short. And the pass is behind Donnie Hands. And it's 4th down at the 7-yard line.
They bought themselves some breathing room here for the punt team to come on the field. And honestly, is each one of those plays in that possession transpired, you got so nervous for the Scorpions offense there. They managed to avoid a safety, avoid the turnover. They are punting the ball back, but the defense is playing really solid right now. So this is it's a win, I guess, for the Scorpions, the fact that they're getting the defense back on the field here.
But with an extremely short field, as with his heels on the back of the end zone, Brian Clouds punts it away, and Doug Britton gets up to the Arizona 33-yard line.
Yeah, the punts are starting to pile up here. 4 punts in a row, some short drives here. So the defenses are kind of settling in here, but yeah, Las Vegas has El Primo field position here right now on this drive.
Long play action development on this play, and John Blades comes back for the football, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Nice play. Colin Pierce makes the great throw to the sideline there. And here comes the challenge flag. Las Vegas didn't like the measurement there, I believe.
It looks like they're going to say that John Blades actually caught that ball. They called it incomplete. So we'll see a replay here. 2nd challenge of the game. Very odd play, a long developing play action. And that looks like a catch. He got his elbow down in bounds.
Yeah, I think that one's absolutely a catch.
And for the 2nd straight time in the ballgame, John Bond wins a challenge. And so instead of 2nd down and 10, it'll be about 2nd down and 3.
If you're Las Vegas, just play, you can play it safe here to field goal in this situation. It's just got to be putting tremendous pressure on Arizona at this point.
And off right side, Scott Johnson breaks free, and he's inside the 10, and a touchdown-saving tackle is made at the 7 by Joey Tropicana. Oh, man, Scott Johnson has some breakaway speed when he gets in the open field.
Yeah, great power there to break that tackle, break Alex Constantine's tackle there right in the backfield. Could have been hauled down there for a loss, but he breaks free, shows great power until he's brought down later on that run by Joey Tropicana. But fantastic speed burst there by Scotty Johnson.
They're going to give it to Johnson again. He gets hung up behind his offensive line and only picks up 2. 2nd down and goal. Las Vegas almost certain to extend their lead here, but will it be by 3 or by 7? The answer will be no in the next 2 plays or so.
I think Scott Johnson wants to have something to say about that.
Well, having more to say on that play is Max Knights. Haven't really talked about him that much today, but he makes the tackle for loss there, pushes him back to the 6.
Yeah, this Arizona Scorpions defense has really had their back up against the wall the entire night. Trying to defend short fields. Uh, they were put out there again on another short field. They're doing their best job here. This is a huge third down for them.
Play action to the far sideline. Tap of the toes, but not close enough to the end zone is Doug Britton. It'll be 4th and goal at the 2. And once again, Arizona is going to force Las Vegas to attempt a chip shot field goal.
Yeah, we can't keep saying this is a win for the Scorpions defense, that they're only holding Vegas to a field goal. But if they're going to make any charge to win this game today, this is a win, that they're only allowing 3 points here after Vegas had such a short field.
Up and good from 18 yards by Otis Boudreaux. 3:11 to go, third quarter. And Arizona now down by 14 points.
Still a 2-score game, Michael.
Still a 2-score game. I cannot believe it with how many things have gone in Las Vegas' favor today. The 2 interceptions, the brilliant field position, but Arizona's defense has made them work for every yard and every point. And it's now up to the Scorpions offense to see if they can't string something together and make this one a close game going into the fourth quarter.
Arizona's just had it's been a tough road, from the first snap of the game. It's just, they're going to have to pull out all the stops here and try something crazy to get back in this one.
Well, that's not really that crazy, but it is a solid 4-yard run for Alan Seaton. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. 2nd down and 6. Jackson across the middle into tight coverage. And James Hands makes the catch, sets up 3rd and 1. The previous 2 times that Arizona's had 3rd and 1, they've tried to run it with Seaton, and the Vegas defense has been ready. So do they switch it up here late in the third quarter? They're in an I formation. Jackson gonna throw, and the fade route is knocked away. Brilliantly defended. Merrick Itera with another first down saving play, and it's a 3-and-out for Arizona.
The veteran cornerback Merrick Itera makes a great play on this ball. Been doing it for a long while in this league, and just shuts the door there on Arizona on that 3rd down. Brings up a 4th and 1, and Arizona just a 2-score game. You can't go for this right here at this moment. There's still too much time left. Your defense is continuing to play strong. You just gotta punt this ball away and hope that this defense of yours can make a big play to turn the tide of this game.
Fair catch called for the 36-yard line. Merrick Itera joined Max Jackson in Las Vegas after they both started their careers together playing for the San Francisco Sharks. And then when John Bond and company started this franchise out here in the desert, they jumped on board. And they are the only 2 players, except for John Blades. He's the 3rd to spend all 6 seasons playing Las Vegas Fury football. Nice run by Johnson up to the 48.
Scott Johnson has been displaying some burst here in the second half. At some point, Las Vegas is going to realize that Scott Johnson's the way to go here on out. They can shorten this game by turning around and handing this ball to Scott Johnson, who looks like at this point he's just going to get stronger and stronger here as this second half wears on. It's
Scott Johnson again, but he's been wrapped up and dropped a couple of times behind the line of scrimmage tonight. That time, Mark Mello got to him. 7th total tackle for loss by the Arizona defense.
Yeah, Mark Mello, another tackle for a loss, leads the league this season in tackles for loss. Came in with 19 on the season, and we got another one to his tally right there.
On 2nd and 12, Pierce forced to scramble, throws over the middle, and tipped way in the air and incomplete. It was intended for Tiberius Bullvine, and that's the kind of wicked deflection that gave Vernard Smith his 2nd pick back in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, if they could have come up with an interception there, that would be fantastic. That was great coverage, though, to deny that ball there to Bovine. Sets up a big 3rd down here. Every time you feel like Vegas drops back here against this Arizona defense, you feel like something could happen for the Scorpions.
Again, a long developing play off the play action, and too much momentum for John Blades as he rumbles out of bounds 2 yards short of a move of the chains, and it's a 3 and out for the Arizona defense.
And the Vegas punt team will come back out here. And how many times have they pinned the Scorpions on the goal line? Can they do it again and set poor Ashley Jackson and the Scorpions out there with like 99 yards of green between them and pay dirt?
This is approximately the place where Dustin McGrack has done it the first 2 times. He's going to land exactly in the same spot and just pop up and roll out of bounds at the 3. I know Las Vegas has had great play from all over the field tonight, but how about a MVP candidate, Dustin McGrack, who for the 3rd time puts the Arizona Scorpions inside the 5.
Yeah, tremendous job and good ball control there. That ball just dies inside the 5.
They're going to turn around and hand the ball to Alan Seaton, and going backwards 2 yards to the 1 off the tackle by Slyn Shady.
Such a dangerous part of the field here for the Arizona offense. And at some points, like, what else can you do? You got to get some daylight here. You turn around and hand the ball off. There's just no room to run on that play.
2nd and 12, they hand it off again, and this time the safety will stick. Vegas finally gets it on the 3rd time of asking, down inside the 5.
And the Vegas Fury just are teeing off here at this point. Slyn Shady from his linebacker spot makes the tackle in the end zone for 2. We've been, at this point, waiting for that to happen here. Poor Arizona's been pinned with their backs against the goal line this entire 2nd half here. And Slyn Shady is able to take advantage and score 2 points for that Fury defense.
And they're going to have pretty good field position as well, out past the 40 to the 44. And Vegas really starting to take control of this game. Over on the SFL's Twitch page at twitch.tv/SimulationFL, it's a battle of 2 teams that got big victories last week. Jacksonville leads Los Angeles 17-10. They are in the 3rd quarter. 6 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of this one. This will be the last play before we hit the final frame. They're going to hand it off to Scott Johnson. He gets nothing up the middle. We head to the 4th. 4's up in the chat at twitch.tv/FTF next. We head to the final frame. Fury comfortably leading 22-6. This is the Simulation F Football League on FTF. We head to the final frame. Michael Travillo, Benji Matson here along with Jacob Clear and Dwayne Schindler. Look out is the freight train in the backfield that is Mark Mello. He gets back in there again for another big tackle for loss.
He looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that play. He's immediately in the backfield. Makes the great play there. 3rd and 13, huge down now for this Arizona defense. I think Colin Pierce is going to want to drop back and throw this ball.
Well, he's in the shotgun with 4 receivers to aim at. Play action. Pressure coming from the front side. And down goes Colin Pierce again. And on back-to-back plays, Mark Mello causes havoc in the backfield.
And Mark Mello's been doing this all game long, putting great pressure on Colin Pierce. Sack number 4. 4 sacks, 2 half sacks by this Scorpions front. Great job applying pressure to Colin Pierce, not letting him be comfortable. And it's still technically a 2-score game here. So there's 10 minutes to play. You know, all hope is not lost if you're a Scorpion fan.
They're going to start from deep, not quite as deep as they're used to starting, but from their own 21. Visit the all-new SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player, join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. Also links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,400 games and thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Nice pass over the middle. Hits Joseph Thomas. First time we've called his name tonight. 2nd down and 1, gain of 9.
A 2nd down and 1. We really haven't had that situation for Arizona often in this game tonight, but they got a 2nd down and 1, which means they don't necessarily have to worry about running the ball on this down if they don't want to. They're lining up like they're going to, though.
Here's Alan Seaton, and he does pick up the 1st down. Well, he's 1 for 5 on and 1 yardage plays. But Arizona moves the chains to the 31.
We got a 1st down under the belt here. You know, actually Jackson still has the same playmakers on the outside. Still a talented tight end and TJ Punk up the middle. So she can still make some things happen here.
Plenty of protection. Here comes the late rush, floating it beyond it. And a nice catch for 4 yards. So Jackson finding a little bit of a rhythm here on this drive as she hits TJ Punk. TJ Punk really the only bright spot receiving-wise for Arizona. Made 1 big play in the 2nd quarter. And unfortunately, Arizona was stopped inside the 10 on that drive and was forced to kick a field goal. Jackson to the far side for James Hands, and he breaks free out to the 47.
Having some success here passing out of these run-heavy formations. Able to get their receivers out in space. A couple out routes now to the right side have won some 1st downs here for Ashley Jackson and the Scorpions. Just getting a little bit of momentum. If they can make something happen on this drive, score 6 points, things could get interesting here towards the end of the game.
Jackson, short drop, nice pocket, and a beautiful teardrop pass into the breadbasket of TJ Punk into Vegas territory.
Yeah, this time they line TJ Punk. They stand him up. They line him off the line of scrimmage a little bit, and he's able to run a nice route, gets inside of the coverage there, and AJ fires a bullet into the tight end makes another reception there. 4 receptions in the game for TJ Punk, approaching 60 yards for the tight end, who's really kind of been that spark in the passing game for Ashley Jackson so far tonight.
Jackson on play action, takes a deep shot and has a receiver running free. Johnny Heads, touchdown Arizona.
And just like that, the Scorpions strike in the desert. Donnie Hands runs a fantastic post route there from his wide receiver spot, and Ashley Jackson throws him a dime, and he beats that Fury coverage for the touchdown. Will they kick one? Yep, they'll kick for an extra point here. But they are tightening their game up there. Nice play.
Don't understand this play at all. And I think I've got my math right, but we'll see. So right now, it's a 9-point game. If you go for 2 and miss it, it's a 10-point game. To me, that's no difference. You've got to go for 2 there, potentially make it a 1-score game down the stretch.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous. Oh, I agree with you, Michael. That would have been the smart play there. Even if they had faltered on that 2-point conversion, it's still just a 10-point game.
Now they've got to trust their defense to get another stop. Excellent return this time by Doug Britton out to the 31, and with 7:35 to go, 22-13, Las Vegas over Arizona. We are not done. Coverage of the SFL on For the Fans tomorrow begins with Fort Worth trying to hold off Houston in the South Division, excuse me, before Vancouver heads back to Florida to do battle, this time with the Storm. St. Louis hosts Tulsa, San Diego, Charleston. In other action around the league, floated up there, and a one-handed catch on the spin right at midfield. Guess who? It's Mr. Reliable, Tiberius Bovine.
The tight end makes a fantastic play. Great run up the field and shows his athleticism, pirouetting around and making the one-handed snag and bringing it into his body for the completion there. That was a great play by the veteran tight end.
Coverage on FTF tomorrow starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL on Fans football season is only just beginning at midfield. Scott Johnson breaks a tackle and gets 5 yards up to the 45-yard. Left a defensive lineman in the dust there, did Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like Mark Mello might have had him square in his sights there with another chance to wrap him up, but Scott Johnson makes the good move. Pick up positive yardage.
Almost jumping the route there is the corner, but Bovine hangs on and picks up a first down. And this is exactly what you don't want if you're Arizona, as the Fury inch closer to field goal range.
Yeah, they're choosing to be aggressive here, throwing the ball, picking their spots, though. A couple passes right to Bovine. They must like what they've got in that matchup there, deciding to wing it out there instead of run with Scott Johnson.
Colin Pierce, plenty of time over the middle, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Eddie Gage. He's got the most interceptions in SFL history, but he can't make that one stick, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and he knows that would have been huge if he could have wrapped that one up and brought it in. Falls to the ground incomplete, so they have to defend this 2nd and 10.
Pierce, pressure again, and he throws it short, and John Blades picks up 4 yards. How about the offensive line for Las Vegas there, not collapsing at the last and giving Pierce time to throw that ball?
Good, did a great job on that play. We haven't really heard from John Blades much in the second half, but that was a good play by the Fury to complete that one.
On 3rd down, Pierce goes down again. Huge loss, 10 yards backwards. And it's a huge hold for Arizona as D.D. Sachs drives Colin Pierce outside of field goal range.
Awesome play by D.D. Sachs coming around the corner there. 3rd sack of the game for D.D. Sachs. None more timely and critical than that sack there. They're going to get this ball back to Ashley Jackson in this offense, who just scored their first touchdown of the game on the previous drive.
It's up to Dustin McGrath, who's been one of the better players on this Las Vegas team. That time he can only pin the Scorpions down at the 14. Five minutes and 12 seconds to go. Arizona's got to score quick and work on getting the ball back to try and score again. They're down by 9. Back to pass Jackson, handed her face, completes it down the field for Donnie Hands. And Donnie is up in outside the 30 to the 34-yard line of Arizona.
Quick strike there for about 20 yards on that play. That's the way to get this drive started here. Go to your playmaker on the outside and let him turn that thing up the field. It's a good result there on the first down. They're going to be looking to sling this one for sure here down the field as much as they can, as quickly as they can.
Five wide on 1st and 10. Jackson throws short, knocked away by Chris Magel, the rookie.
Chris Magel in the right spot at the right time there, makes a good play. Weren't able to complete it there, but that's not necessarily a bad thing at this point. The clock is premium. If you're the Scorpions, that ball fell incomplete, saves them a few seconds. In the scheme of things, that play, the fact that it fell incomplete could have been the best thing that could happen to Arizona there.
Jackson deals, finds an open receiver. It's James Hands into Las Vegas territory. Here comes the up-tempo offense from the Scorpions.
Hit James Hands almost for an equal gain to the left side of the field as his brother on the previous play.
Jackson under pressure, down she goes. Back at the 48-yard line, loss of 8. They gotta get back quickly. Jackson, short middle to the 40. 3rd and 10. This is a huge play in the grand scheme of things for Arizona. Got to get to the 30-yard line for a first down. Jackson throws short of the sticks. Huge tackle, 2 yards short of the line to gain. Max Jackson with a solo tackle on TJ Punk.
Wrapped up the tight end and wouldn't let him wrestle out of that one for the first down. Looks like they're going to send out the field goal unit, try and trim in to this lead even further.
Larry Barr can make this a one-score game with a 49-yarder, and it's good from just shy of midfield. Wow.
Great kick by Larry Barr there. 16-22. After everything that's happened, here we go. Onside kick attempt by the Scorpions. Still almost 3.5 minutes left to go. Have all their timeouts. We still have a ball game here.
It is an easy catch for Las Vegas. They're at the Arizona 41, and the Scorpions back against the wall. It is a 6-point game. Handoff, Scott Johnson gets to the 38-yard line. We welcome those of you tuning in right now on the SFL's YouTube channel. This is continuation and the finale of Arizona and Las Vegas, two 4-4 teams battling it out for the right to keep their playoff hopes alive late in this SFL season. If you're not watching on YouTube, please head to youtube.com/SimulationFL. Scott Johnson looking for a lane to run, won't find it. Nice tackle by Iverson Gamble. And it looks like it's all going to come down to after the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 9. And Las Vegas has to snap it before the 2-minute warning, so it's possible that Arizona will get the ball back with all 3 timeouts intact.
Huge play here. Play of the day for the Scorpions defense.
They've stood strong all game. They've kept their team in it. Can the Scorpions defense do it one more time? Pierce to throw. He does throw. It's tipped. It's incomplete. Arizona holds again, and they're going to get the ball back after the 2-minute warning with all 3 timeouts.
The way this game is shaped up today, the fact that the Scorpions and Ashley Jackson are going to get this ball back with an opportunity to win the game. It's just crazy. We'll see what happens if they can pull this off. It'd be fantastic, but just could be a crazy ending to what's been a crazy game all day long.
About a little late night drama as we approach midnight Eastern time. Arizona has the ball at the 15, 2 minutes left to go in this one. Las Vegas clinging, grasping to a 6-point lead. Arizona trying to make the comeback. For the final time, we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here at Silver State Stadium. Michael Tobido, Benji Matson along for the ride. It's play action. Jackson goes short and overthrows the receiver, who was Alan Seaton, out of the backfield. You got to throw caution to the wind here, Benji. Just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe something just didn't look right down the field, but Ashley maybe actually did what the smart thing to do was is just throw that one in the ground, perhaps. Ground it, 2nd and 10, the clock stops. Now you can fire something down the field.
Got a minute 54 and 3 timeouts to go, 75 yards. Jackson on play action again, gonna take a shot. It's tipped, it's incomplete. Nicky Colantrelli had his hands on it. It would have been his 3rd interception, but the Arizona offense lives to fight another down.
That's what you have to do if you're Arizona. You take a shot there on that 2nd down, you don't get it. The clock will start to become a factor, but you still have all 3 timeouts. So now you're looking at 3rd and 10. You know, you don't have to get all 10 yards in this play. You got 2 downs here to get these 10 yards and keep the drive alive.
Jackson against the 4-man rush over the middle, and they got 9 of them. Arizona calls their first timeout. Jacob McCall makes the grab.
Great play call, though. Jacob McCall comes underneath with everyone running deep, and Ashley Jackson's able to get him the ball. He just can't quite make the play to get the first down, but does get 9 yards on that one. This is a big 4th and 1.
On 4th and 1, Jackson goes for it. It's caught by Donnie Hands. Hands is behind the defense. Hands, end zone, touchdown. Unbelievable tie game.
Incredible. What did we just see here? 4th and 1. And Donnie Hands run a fantastic route. AJ gets him the ball just over the outstretched arms of the defender, and he scores. What did we just see?
Well, Benji, we only call dramatic games. From here on out, we've had one last week, we've got one this week, and it's a very similar setup to last week's Atlanta and Los Angeles game. As the extra point is up and good, Arizona has their first lead of the night with a minute 34 to go, and their lead running back in the locker room with an injury.
I cannot believe the way this game has unfolded. And then on 4th and 1, Arizona has the guts to pull the trigger and go deep, and they just make the perfect play when they had to have it. Play of the year, perhaps, for the Scorpions right there.
But Las Vegas has a minute 34 to try to get in field goal range, and they're going to have to go about 80 yards to do it. And this Arizona defense has been incredibly stingy all night long. They've gotten the backfield. They've messed with Colin Pierce all night. They've kept the Arizona Scorpions in it. And could Ashley Jackson and Donnie Hands just be about to bail out all of the hard work that the defense has done? They're going to have to hold them one more time. A minute 30 left. Here we go. Pierce, the rookie, almost throws a pick as it's in and out of the hands of Everett Garrison.
Now's the time Vegas has to press here. They have to look down the field. Again, they don't need a touchdown. They just got to get in range for Otis Boudreaux. But yeah, you're right. This Scorpions defense has been stingy, especially in the second half. Punt, 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 punt. Have been the last several Las Vegas drives here. Now when they have to get it. Can they get 40 to 45 yards?
With 1:28 and 3 timeouts and a rookie quarterback who throws dimes, Colin Pierce down the middle to John Blades. He took a big shot and hangs on, and here comes the up-tempo offense going the other way. Pierce takes the belt-high snap, throws it incomplete. Oh, Eddie Gage could have ended the ball game right there.
Oh, the veteran, the captain, Eddie Gage, wants that one back so badly. He had both hands on that ball. Maybe he just wasn't expecting it, but he let that one fall to the turf. That could have ended or won the game for the Scorpions right there. That was a tough blow.
On second down, throw to the far side, complete. Third down and 6. Clock stops with 1:08 left.
In this entire second half, Las Vegas has been forced to go underneath or out routes to the outside. They haven't been able to get anything down the field, and the Scorpions defense has been not giving them any ground. They haven't been able to sustain drives. So Las Vegas is going to have to get creative with their pass game call here on this final drive.
Pierce on 3rd and 6, coming back to the football. First down, John Blades with a tremendous catch.
Huge catch by John Blades. He had been quiet for the large part of the second half, made a big catch on an earlier drive, and that's a huge catch there too. Coming back from the ball, good connection on that pass from Colin Pierce to Blades.
Three wide. With 1:03 to go. 4-man rush. Pierce, middle, right through the heart of the defense, and they're close to field goal range. It's John Blades again. Up tempo again from Las Vegas. Blades, middle, tipped it incomplete. B.J. Loveless with the big paw to knock it down.
I don't think we've even called B.J. Loveless's name tonight. And the veteran who leads the league in passes defensed from his inside linebacker spot makes perhaps the biggest defensed pass play of the entire season. Knocks that ball away from Las Vegas, and this Scorpions team lives another down. And you've got to figure Las Vegas needs or wants to try and get 10 more yards here if they can to have a good shot at a field goal.
2nd and 10. Colin Pierce under pressure, throws it short and incomplete, threw it behind John Blades. It's 3rd and 10. They probably could get to the very edge of Otis Boudreaux's field goal range with about 7 or 8 yards on this play.
Yeah, on that replay, Everett Garrison played fantastic coverage on Blades and really disrupted his route early after the snap and just messed up the timing on that one. That was a great play by Everett Garrison.
3 men bunched to the left, single to the right. Pierce on play action. He goes down. It's 4th and 17, and Las Vegas is going to have one play to try and stay in the ball game.
D.D. Sacks. What else? There's nothing else to say. D.D. Sacks. That's what he does. D.D. Sacks. I mean,
it's in his name. That's what he does. That's what he lives. He has 4 on the night. And that one could have sealed the deal for the Scorpions. 4th and ball game. They got to get to the 30-yard line. Pierce looks downfield. Caught at the 20. And Las Vegas is in business. Unbelievable on 4th down. Both teams with massive 4th down conversions down the stretch. And it's Mason Kirby who started the offense in the first quarter, could potentially ends it in the 4th quarter.
I can't believe that. That fourth and what was the down and distance, Michael? 4th and 15, 4th and 16?
17. 4th and 17. Unreal.
And they're going to run a play or two here, bleed off some clock, and try and kick the field goal for the win.
Scott Johnson. Doesn't really matter that he only got 1 yard. Arizona is not going to burn their final timeout, because they know that it's over unless Otis Boudreaux, who has not missed this season, he's 15 out of 15, misses a relative chip shot. Timeout, Las Vegas, 3 seconds left. We hope you have enjoyed what has been a dramatic, if slow-burning, SFL After Dark establishment here tonight in the desert.
This has wound up being a really good game. And it comes down to huge plays that needed to be made by both teams, and they got it done. Big play after big play. And now here at the end with a chance to win it is Las Vegas.
32 yards. Boudreaux, right foot, through the football, and good for the win. Walk it off, Otis Boudreaux, and Las Vegas wins it at home in one of the more dramatic games that you will see in the SFL. 25-23, Fury still alive with a shot at the playoffs.
The Las Vegas Fury survived this one at home. The Scorpions had their back against the wall all night long. Turnovers plagued Ashley Jackson. Injuries took their star running back, DJ Moses, out of the game. Things looked lost for Arizona. And then after halftime, they came out firing. Their defense played so well all night long, and they had a chance. They took the lead there late in the game, and the Fury, when they had been just shut out all second half long, they needed to make a big play. They were able to make the biggest plays of the day and set up Otis Boudreaux for the go-ahead field goal.
I'm going to stop you right there, Benji, real quick. I think you're looking at the most important play of the game, that safety. If that safety doesn't happen, it's 23-23 and we're going overtime.
Yep, repeatedly. I mean, possession after possession, Las Vegas backed up Arizona and put them on the goal line. It was just a matter of time. It felt like up here to us here in the booth, just a matter of time before that safety happened. You're right, Michael. And Las Vegas was just putting that pressure on Arizona all game long. You had to expect, though, that at some point Ashley Jackson would break through, and she did in the second half. A couple of touchdowns when really they were just held in check all game long. It's going to be, we have to pause after this one to think through how all this unfolded. But here at the end, Las Vegas does enough to survive at the gun and win this to move to 5-4 on the season.
I mean, the final 2 minutes could have been an entire game. The deep shot on 4th and 1 by Arizona. The Scorpions defense almost winning the game, having the Fury backed up to 4th and 17, and the rookie Colin Pierce takes a deep shot and gets it to set up the field goal. I mean, so much happened in the last couple of minutes. I remember how slow this game started with Ashley Jackson throwing 4 interceptions. There were a combined 6 interceptions thrown in the first half. We thought this game was just going to peter out. Arizona came back. Your player of the game is Colin Pierce, and why not? A gutsy play by the rookie, and perhaps a defining moment of Colin Pierce's rookie season, leading that 2-minute drill, and the Fury get it done. Once again, your final score, Vegas 25, Arizona 23. Signing off from the desert for Dwayne Schindler, Jacob Clear, Cameron Irvine, and Benji Matson, I am Michael Torello, and we'll see you tomorrow, 4:30 on FTF as the Simulation Football League rolls on. Good night, everybody.